Hi there.
Hey.
How are you, sir?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm here to do some a piece on this Pikeland.
Okay.
Is it in there?
It's in here.
You do is you rootle around in that odd coffee can full of hardware.
Yep. You gotta press the little button.
Because we were cheap. Hi.
How are you?
Hi, I'm Alan Brooks.
Nice to meet you, Alan. Gino.
Gino. Good, great. Well, thanks for coming out today.
Absolutely. What do you got there?
I've got the Quaddy Regional Land Trust sign. I was just explaining that if we hadn't been quite so impoverished, we could have, bought this with the sign put on, but I'm just going to...
Hey, you can take that off and use it somewhere else.
Yeah, that's right. So never too late.
Well, the main purpose of today's event is to invite the folks in the area to come and enjoy the Pikelands, which in one sense folks here have done for many, 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 many years. But in another sense, it's kind of a reintroduction. And we are trying to get out the message that says that the purpose of our campaign is to keep these lands available for public access and traditional uses for the next 200 years. So the primary goal here is to have people see the land, enjoy the land, and hopefully get on board with the idea that this should not be allowed to go into development.
Is that what we're up against here?
Yes.
What is happening as far as that goes?
Well, the story as of a couple of years ago kind of begins. Rad Pike was a horticulturist and botanist and professor at the University of New Hampshire. He was also a born and bred Lubecker, and the Pike family has, since Lubeck's beginning, been very prominent in its development. When Rad passed, he left this land in trust to the University of New Hampshire with the specification that it could not be sold off for 25 years. As the 25-year limit rolled around this spring, the University of New Hampshire found itself, as many major universities are, very pressed for cash and needing to dispose of the property. When they checked their requirements, they found that their own bylaws, for lack of a better word, required that they first offer it to the town at fair market value. The town considered it, decided that they were not in the real estate business, and declined. The second requirement of the university's bylaws was that it be offered to a nonprofit. The nonprofit Regional Medical Center at Lubeck had been using part of this land for a number of years as a Project Adventure site. And you can visit their site, which is still operational. Mosquitoes included, free.
What do they do?
That's primarily a program for youth.
Oh, I see.
Drawn on the Project Adventure model, which is designed to give youth an opportunity to challenge their own beliefs about themselves.
And like an Outward Bound?
Exactly, in miniature. It's a day program. But that is a project that was sponsored by the Regional Medical Center from its inception. And one of the medical center's concerns about this land going into development was it would mean at least relocation of this program, if not the termination of the program. So the Regional Medical Center first wanted to step forward, but the price of the land was simply beyond what they felt their resources could handle. Fortunately, Alan Brooks represents another major nonprofit in the area, the Quaddy Regional Land Trust. The Quaddy Regional Land Trust had, shall we say, an eye on this land for a long time because it so perfectly fits a whole network of conservation projects around Cobscook Bay. The Regional Land Trust and the Medical Center entered into a very unique partnership of a primarily healthcare institution and a primarily land trust institution. And by combining resources, thought that they could raise the $850,000 that it was going to take to secure 128 acres, that runs from Cobscook Bay right across to South Bay, and is just about as varied as 128 acres can possibly be.
And the university owns it, so they'll get the money.
The university still owns it.
They're looking to cash it.
They have to cash in.
Yeah.
To meet their own obligations.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So a contract of sale was entered into just about a year ago. And we had an original deadline of the 31st of July. Fortunately, the university looked at the money that we've been able to raise thus far, and that has been extended without penalty for an additional 30 days.
Ooh, that's all.
We have about 100, and Alan again can give you the exact numbers, but we have about $150,000 left to raise. That's really very good news when you consider that about $700,000 has already been raised from grants, gifts, and donors of all levels of means. So the secondary part of our invitation to folks today is, yes, do come see and enjoy the property. Remember, in case you've forgotten, what a wonderful resource this is to the community. But also, while you're here, if you would like to support the campaign, we will be more than happy to give you the opportunity to do that.